Welcome back to Ritual Hobby and Art. This is part 3 in my series of my magnet collection. Got a couple new ones for the collection, a couple new states. Kentucky. We went through Kentucky a couple weeks ago as part of our vacation. Spent some time there. I've been to Kentucky before, but didn't get a magnet before. So, shows a cardinal, a waterfall, some trees, and obviously horse racing. A lot of horse farms, horse pastures, horse racing enterprises in Kentucky. So a lot going on there. Another state we went to, Missouri. Been to Missouri before, mainly in the Hannibal area, but went to the Gateway Arch, very famous arch in St. Louis, and enjoyed visiting the Gateway Arch National Park. Very tall, about over 600 feet tall. One of the largest buildings, and taller than the Washington Monument. Built in about the 1960s. So it wasn't as old as we thought it was, but it's still something to see. And so got a new magnet for that. The other place that we had been is down to Gatlinburg. Down to Gatlinburg, went to the Ripley's Aquarium of the Smokies. It's a big aquarium, as most of the Ripley's aquariums are. It's a little pricey. This one, boy, I can't tell if you can really tell. This is sort of one of those three-dimensional ones, using hologram technology to make it look like the rays are coming out at you. This is actually done by David Penfund Artworks. Probably didn't pronounce that correctly, but there's the information on who did the artwork for this, and it probably tells me that there may be others that just stamped their name on it. Anyway, that was in Gatlinburg, Tennessee. We went there back in August. So the rest of the ones I'm showing you today have a common theme of either being a zoo, aquarium, or historic house of some sort, and a couple of these are actually both. So I'll mention those. Let's do the historic houses first. Here we got Mount Vernon. There's several of these are from Virginia. This is Mount Vernon, and the magnet is based on the postage stamp, a 3-cent postage stamp. So I've been to Mount Vernon twice. This is from the second visit because I went as a kid and would not have bought a magnet at that point. Let's see what else we got. We got Monticello, Thomas Jefferson's home, and one of actually several. We've also been to Poplar Forest as well, but this is Monticello, probably the one that's most known. Back the nickel for many years. Okay, this one. This is the Hermitage, which is the home of Andrew Jackson. It's up near Nashville, Tennessee. This has got interesting because it's a two-part. So you can look at a picture of the house, or you can look at a picture of Andrew Jackson on his horsey. Honestly, I would prefer to look at the building and not the man, but that's just me. Okay, here's Maymont. Maymont is in Richmond, Virginia. Beautiful, beautiful house. It also has a zoo component attached to it. They have bison, they have a bird aviary kind of thing, otters. They have a farm. There's a lot of other things going on. And I proposed to my wife at Maymont, so it has a lot of nostalgic for me as well. Colonial Williamsburg. I have a lot of Colonial Williamsburg stuff, so we'll just trot these two out real quick. Governor's Palace. Governor's Palace picture on this side. This one shows the palace, the market. Not market. The courthouse and one of the houses. I don't know which one that is, but anyway, two nice little magnets from Colonial Williamsburg. Tryon Palace. This is a magnet that I got in 2010 when I visited Tryon Palace in the summer. Very hot day. I worked there for 12 years, but I bought this when I was still a tourist there just to see it. So it's a great museum, beautiful gardens, very beautiful gardens. Well worth a trip down there if you ever get a chance. It is the first permanent colonial capital in North Carolina and the first state capital before it was moved to Raleigh. They had other capitals in the colony of North Carolina, but this was the first permanent home, permanent building. And this is a reconstruction. The original one burned, as they often do. Now, let's see, one more house. We got Brucemore. Brucemore, this is in Iowa. This is in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. This picture really doesn't do it justice. It is a beautiful house, beautiful brick house. So I got a magnet from that. Again, it's a National Trust historic site, so that is important to note. Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Now we're going to kind of convert into the zoos. First one is the Florida Aquarium. This is one of those leafy sea dragons. Magical fish that you see at some of these aquariums. The leafy sea dragon, a marine fish related to the seahorse. They are native to the waters around southern and western Australia and generally remain in shallow temperate waters. So I love going to aquariums and seeing things like this. They're just so interesting because you don't see them very often. SeaWorld. This is SeaWorld in Orlando, Florida. It would be the orcas that they're most well known for. We went, let's say back in 2007 maybe, and I don't know if they show the orcas as much today as they did then, because there were a lot of problems that happened after our visit, not during. This is the Virginia Aquarium, which is in Virginia Beach, Virginia. Beautiful. I love this this magnet with all the different marine and mammals shown on it, on sort of like a t-shirt, or I guess more of a Hawaiian shirt. And they have their emblem up there. The North Carolina Zoological Society. And again, this is nicely carves out the... Now, I've been there 2 or 3 times, and this is probably from maybe, let's say, my second visit. All would have been done in the early 2000s. So, this is nice because it has 2 of them, 2 magnets on it, so it gives it a little better reinforcement when you put it on the refrigerator. We have 1 more, 2 more. The Virginia Zoo. This is actually in Norfolk. It's a very small zoo, but for me, it was just, I loved it. They had a lot of animals in a small space. In a part of the Hampton Roads area that is normally very busy, but this was kind of tucked away. It was very scenic, very quiet. Although, no, the Botanical Garden was located right next to the airport. This was not located that close to the airport. But it did have a garden feel to it. Anyway, they had bison and a lot of other animals, and I loved going there back when we lived in Williamsburg. And then finally, Brookgreen Gardens, located in South Carolina, down near the area of Murrells Inlet, Georgetown area. It belonged to an artist, and so they had this winter residence. I'll put it up here. Adelaya's Castle. They had Adelaya's Castle, and then they had the gardens. And today the gardens are both arboretums mixed with traditional gardens mixed with a lot of statuary and art, plus animals, plus sort of a zoo extent to it. This particular image I like because I did a painting much like it. For those of you who follow me on this channel for some of my artwork, here's a picture that I did just this year based on a scene very similar to this at Brookgreen Gardens. So that's it for this installment of my magnet collection. There will be more in part 4 coming up at some point. So thanks for watching.